Okay, good afternoon everyone. So this is a lecture video presentation about aromatic hydrocarbons. So bakit natin pinag-aaralan itong aromatic hydrocarbons? So before, when you hear the word aromatic, ang ibig sabihin nun ay it describes fragrant substances. But now, it is declassified or iniba na yung definition niya. It's a class of compound that contains the six-membered ring. Sulat natin. So, six-membered rings na katulad nung sa benzene. So, ano ba tong benzene ring na to? So, if na-recall nyo yung ating first lessons, ito yung may single double bonds. Yung alternating single double bonds. So, we have three double bonds in this compound. Benzene is no longer used because dati, noong ginagamit pa ito, it can cause a decrease in white blood cell count if matagal yung exposure mo or you have prolonged exposure. So for our objectives for today, we have A to D, but we will cover only letter A. So letter A is all about determine the sources and provide the names of aromatic compounds. So saan nga ba nagmumula ang mga aromatic compounds na ito? So these aromatic compounds can be sourced out from coal and petroleum. So you should take note of that. Laging coal and petroleum. If you could still remember our discussion doon sa um, fractional distillation, so doon din sa process na yun nanggagaling itong mga aromatic compounds na to. So coal and petroleum are the major sources of simple aromatic compounds. Coal is primarily comprises of large array of conjoined benzene-like rings. So yung natatandaan nyo kanina, yung benzene ring natin ay yung para siyang hexagon na may alternating single double bond. So itong benzene ring na yan, pwede yung dalawa, tatlo na magkakadikit sila. So medyo maiiba lang yung mga positioning ng mga double bonds. Pero ganun yung composition ng coal. Posibleng mga aromatic compounds na present in coal. So when heated to 1000 degrees Celsius, napakataas na temperature nito, coal thermally breaks down to yield coal tar. So yung coal tar, ito yung parang kulay itim na substance na nakikita natin. Okay? And so paano ba nangyari itong thermal breakdown ng coal? So in the absence of air, so walang absence of air and the mixture plus a mixture of volatile products. Itong volatile products na to, nagbo-boil off sila. They boil off and yung substance na naiwan, what is left is called your coal tar. So petroleum primarily comprises alkenes and a few aromatic compounds. Kung natatandaan nyo yung ating distillation, so di ba magse-separate doon yung iba't ibang compounds based on the number of carbons. And ang magiging result nun is yung alkenes daw, and itong mga aromatic compounds natin. So here are some aromatic hydrocarbons. So benzene ring is just isang isang hexagon lang siya. If we add a methyl group, this is a methyl group. So CH3, di ba, is a metal. So if metal is present alongside with the benzene ring, we call it toluene. So yan ang mga special names sila. And then we have xylene. So xylene, meron siyang dalawang metal group. Pero bakit ganito yung representation? Huwag kayong malilito bakit ganyan yung representation, kasi pwedeng naka-attach dito, pwedeng dito, o magkasalungat sila. So ang tawag natin diyan, kapag meron kang dalawang metal groups, we call that xylene. So mamaya ma-discuss ko ano tong ibig sabihin ng ortho, meta, and para na yan. So ito naman is indene. So meron tayong dalawang ring structures. So yung isa is yung benzene, at meron tayo dito na parang yung cyclopentane. So pinag-merge sila. So this one is naphthalene. So you're familiar with this one. Ito yung tinatawag natin na mothballs. Biphenyl. So ibig sabihin ng biphenyl ay dalawa. So kasi ito class, ang tawag natin dyan, meron kang dalawang benzene rings na connected with each other. So that's a biphenyl. Ito naman is tatlo naman siya. So imagine naphthalene, add another ring here, it's called anthracene. And yung isang configuration pa niya is, ayan o, tinan mo, napapansin nyo, pwedeng idikit mo siya dito sa side na to. So this is called penantrene. So these are products of the fractional distillation of coal tar. Yan. So nagsiseparate yung mga aromatic hydrocarbons. So we now go to naming of aromatic compounds. So aromatic compounds possess the large number of non-systematic names, of which some are allowed by IUPAC. Kasi di ba nasanay tayo na may rules tayo sa alkanes, sa alkynes, sa alkyl halides. Pero kasi in naming aromatic compounds, may mga tinatanggap na naming, at yun ay yung naming katulad nung kanina sabi ko sa inyo, ito kung tutuusin, ang tawag natin dito is methyl benzene. Pero pwede rin siyang tanggapin na toluene. So, what are the examples of this non-systematic names? So, first one is this one, yung sinabi ko sa inyo kanina, this is toluene. So, it has a methyl group attached to the benzene ring. So, the name is toluene. If you have hydroxy OH group, so when you say OH, that's hydroxy. So a hydroxy group attached to the benzene ring, we call it a phenol. If you have an NH2, so NH2 naman is we call this the amino. So tandaan niyo yung mga terms na yan. Amino. So NH2 connected to a benzene ring, we call that an aniline. Okay. So naman is it looks like met at meron kang carbonyl group dito. So ito, ang tawag naman natin dyan is acetophenone. Ba't siya naging acetophenone? Kasi meron ka dito yung aceto group. So ito yung acetyl group, and dahil siya ay parang ketone, so acetophenone. This one naman is a CHO yung naka-attach. So we call that a benzaldehyde. So bakit siya naging benzaldehyde? Kasi yung CHO na yan is actually C double bond O H. So this one is an alde. Ito, tong group na yan is called, if you could still remember, that's an aldehyde. So next is CO2H. So ito namang CO2H na yan is actually C double bond O H. And this functional group is a carboxylic group, carboxylic acid. Sana natatandaan niyo po yung mga functional group. So ito ay tinatawag nating benzoic acid. So ito naman is called the orthosidine. So paano siya pinapangalang ortho? Kapag yung meron tayong tinatawag na ortho, meta, and para. So dito ko na i-discuss ng dahan-dahan yung ortho, meta, para. So pag yung layo ng dalawang groups ay isang carbon, so ang tawag natin dyan is ortho. Kapag ito ay nakakabit dito, itong methyl group dito, we call that a meta. So anong position yan? 1, 2, 3. So pag meta, 1 and 3 position. Pag ortho, 1 and 2. Pero pag tinatawag natin siyang para, pag siya ay magkasalungat na sila. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So para is 1, 4 position. This one naman is called a styrene. So as you can see here, there's a double bond. Carbon-carbon double bond. Ano pa ang ating mga examples? So we name aromatic compounds that are monosubstituted. So when say monosubstituted, isa lang yung naka-attach na substituent. Like for example, itong mga to. So how do we name monosubstituted benzenes? Monosubstituted benzenes have systematic names with benzene ring being the parent name. Okay? So for example, you have a bromine, an NO2, and this one. So we need itong substituent na to is bromine. So we omit the INE, we change that to O. So it will become bromo. So tandaan niyo 'yun, 'di ba? Nung nag-name tayo ng mga alkyl halides, when we attach the halogens, it will become from in, it will become O. Kaya fluorine, fluoro. We have chlorine, it's chloro. It's bromine, it's bromo. And iodine, it's iodo. Okay, so tatandaan nyo yung mga yun. Kasi nagagamit din siya with other organic compounds. So the name will be bromobenzene. No need to write the position. Kasi we always assume if it's monosubstituted, yung position na yun is already this one. 1. This one naman is NO2. Yung kaninang na-encounter nyo is NH2. The NH2 group refers to the amino. Pero pag NO2 na yung nakalagay dyan, this is called a nitro. Okay? So this one is called a nitrobenzene. How about this one? So ang substituent naman natin dito ay ito ay alkane in nature. So ito ay single bonds, carbon single bonds, and carbon hydrogen single bond. So ito ay papangalanan natin based on the name of the alkene. So 1, 2, 3, met et prop. So 3 carbons, that's propane talaga siya. Pero dahil siya ay ginawa nating substituent, we will use propyl. So that's why the name of this compound is propylbenzene. So as I was saying a while ago, we have this ortho, meta, para. And ortho, meta, para naming is applicable only if you have a disubstituted benzene. When say disubstituted, you have 2. So 2 substituents. So these 2 substituents can be the same or different. So dito natin gagamitin yung ortho. Shortcut niya is O, meta is M, and then para is P. So this will, bakit mahalaga yung ortho, meta, para? Kasi sa discussion natin kung magdi-discuss pa tayo ng reactions, pag sinabi natin the reaction happened at the ortho side or the meta position or the para position, or pwede rin nating sabihin na yung substituent, yung nung nag-react sila, yung pinagkabitan niya is in the ortho position, or in the meta or the para position. So that will provide the clarity in the discussion of reaction. So we have here ortho-dichlorobenzene, simply because we have two. So meron kang dalawang chlorine substituents here, and it's at the position 1 and 2. So then yung position. Kaya this is 1,2 disubstituted. We have, ito naman, this is a dimethyl benzene. Bakit naman siya naging dimethyl? Kasi you have two metal groups. In what position? 1, 2, and 3. Okay? So, ang tawag natin dyan is the dimethyl benzene. Next will be, ito naman, ay meron siyang dalawang substituent na magkaiba na. So, we have here this part that looks like an aldehyde group. And then this one is your chloro. Ngayon, paano natin siya papangalanan? This organic compound, this aromatic compound can be named dahil meron tayong special naming. So this one is a benzaldehyde. So hindi natin siya pag may specific or special name yung inyong aromatic compound, yun yung gagamitin nyo. Okay? So ito, we will treat this part as the benzaldehyde. And since we have a chlorine group at the pang ilang position, 1, 2, 3, 4. At the fourth position, we will name this as para-chlorobenzaldehyde. So, para means 1, 4 yung substitution nila. Okay? So, ito lang yung inyong guide. So, if sabihin natin nandito yung isang substituent at hahanapin mo kung nasaan yung substituent na isa pa, kapag yung substituent ay directly opposite dun sa isang substituent, we call that a para. So yung ortho and meta, meron silang dalawang posibleng position. So if you start depende yan sa sa direction mo ng rotation. So ito, if you go clockwise, starting from this position, dito yung number 2. So this is an ortho. But if you go counterclockwise, yung position 2 is nandoon saan? Doon sa kabila. So this position. And then, ganun din, pag meta, sabi nga natin meta is 1, 3 disubstituted. So, pag clockwise, 1, 2, 3. So, this is the meta. Pag dito ka naman nanggaling at counterclockwise, this is 1, 2, 3. So, meron tayong meta position here. Okay? So, ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo kanina na mahalaga yung ortho-meta para dun sa discussion ng reaction. Like, for example, this is toluene. So, toluene. And ang sabi is the bromine this is bromine Br2, so bromination to, natatandaan pa ba? So this is a bromination reaction, and yung bromination reaction happened at the para position. Kaya ano ang kanyang magiging product is andito siya sa directly opposite do sa CH3. So this happened at the fourth position. Ang alam ko, pwede rin siya mangyari dito sa ibang mga position. Pero, sinabi kasi na para bromo toluene yung naging product. So, ibig sabihin, andito yung position ng bromo. Okay? So, ito naman, we have here, dito lang, so, ang pagpapangalan, mga examples lang naman dito. So, pagpapangalan ng mga aromatic compounds. So, this one is named as such na 2-bromobenzoic acid. So, i-dissect natin bakit naging ganyan yung pagpapangalan. So, merong special name kasi meron tayong COOH. and that COOH is the benzoic acid. Now, so kunwari wala yung BR dyan, COOH with the benzene ring, that's a benzoic acid. And since you have a bromine group here, so this will be bromo. Now, your next question is, what is the position of that bromo relative to the first, yung sa substituent, yung special? So, it occurs at the second position. That's why you can use the number din. So, 2-bromobenzoic acid. Or, pwede naman kayong gumamit ng letter symbols na M, ortho, meta, para. Ortho, meta, para. So, ortho again is 1, 2, meta is 1, 3, and para is 1, 4. So, tanggap din naman yung O-bromobenzoic acid. Okay? So, ang tatandaan nyo dito class is unang tanong nyo lagi, pag nag-naming kayo ng mga ganitong aromatic compounds, first is, meron ba siyang special name? So, kung may special name siya, ganito yung case. And then, number 2 question mo is, what is the substituent? What is the other substituent? And then number 3 is, where is the substituent located? Okay? So, dito yan, applicable for naming an aromatic compound with a special name. Okay. So, ito naman, second example natin. You have here two methyl groups. And again, for the special name, that's a toluene. So, toluene yung kanyang special. So, ayun kasi pwede pa lang, ayun nga, baka malito kayo doon. Toluene siya. Pero kasi, mayroon pa ulit methyl group dito. So, ito yung medyo nakakalito talaga class. Kasi, kung isipin mo, toluene talaga to. Tapos may another methyl group. So, parang ang magiging pangalan nito is methyl toluene. Pero dito sa pinangalan sa kanya, ginawa siyang pinangalan siya based on sa name ng inyong benzene ring. At nilagay na lang yung position ng dalawang substituent. So this is 1, 2, 3. So we have methyl groups at 1 and position number 3. Kaya ito ay naging pangalan niya ay 1,3-dimethyl benzene. Or it can also be named as silene, yung ating ipinakita kanina. So this is silene. Silene yung kanyang special name. So special name niya is yung pag meron kayong dalawang methyl groups na present, that's a silene. Bakit siya naging M? Kasi yung position niya ay at the 1,3 position. Pag ito ay naging O, silene, ibig sabihin andito siya. Okay? Pag para naman, directly opposite sila. So ito naman, how do we name this or aromatic compound? So ito, wala tayong makitang special name ng benzene ring. So ito ay papangalan natin based on the name of the benzene. And dito na magkakaroon ng rules natin. So as you can see here, ang substituents natin ay may chloro, and then this one is a met-et, so this is an ethyl substituent. Ngayon, sabi dito, ang rule dito is, if it doesn't impart a special name, you list them alphabetically. List alphabetically the substituents, and then you locate the substituents. And the ending is benzene. So in this case, meron kayong chloro and you have saan yung mouse? You have an ethyl group. So based on alphabetization, mauuna ang chloro followed by the ethyl. That's why pwede nating bigyan natin ng mas mababang number yung kung sino yung mas nauna. So that's 1 chloro and then 4 ethyl benzene. Or if you want to get rid of the 1,4, kasi alam natin na that's a para positions. Para position yan, magka opposite sila. You can use the p chloroethyl benzene. That's understood. Okay? So chloro first, then followed by the ethyl, followed by the parent, which is the benzene. So how about with benzenes with more than 2 substituents? So you should number them with the lowest possible values. So numbers with the lowest possible values are chosen. You list substituents again alphabetically with hyphenated numbers, and you use common names such as toluene. So discuss ko tong toluene can serve as the root name as in the TNT. So merong criminology link itong TNT na to. So paano natin siya papangalanan? So this is your organic compound. You have a bromo and you have 2 methyl groups. So dahil madami na yung substituents natin, hindi natin ma-impart kung sino yung special name niya. Pero kung ito ay CH3, dapat ito ay toluene. Pero dahil may methyl pa, gawin na lang natin na yung pag-name is based on the benzene ring. Okay? So, paano natin siya papangalanan? You start with the identifying what are the substituents. So, you have a bromo and you have a methyl. And since you have you have 2 methyl groups here, that will be a dimethyl. So, ito naman is bromo. Ngayon, yung substituent natin dito, hahanapin natin siya. So, it will become So dapat bromo muna and then the dimethyl. Bakit naging 4 bromo, 1 2-dimethyl benzene siya? Kasi meron din kasing rule doon sa pag umuulit yung other substituents, dapat mabigyan natin siya ng mas mababang number. Because if you started here, this will become 1, 2, 3, 4. So magiging 1 bromo, 3, 4 dimethyl benzene siya. So mas accepted natin yung mas mababa, yung nag-o-occur ng dalawang beses. So it will become 4 bromo, 1, 2 dimethyl benzene. Okay? So ito naman is meron kang OH, so this is a hydroxy supposedly, and you have 2 methyl groups. So dimethyl. And since the OH will impart this benzene ring with the OH, we call that a phenol. Okay? So kung saan yung OH, that is the carbon position number 1. So you can go clockwise or counterclockwise. So if you go clockwise, this is yung methyl groups mo is at position number 2 and 5. So take note, 2, 5 clockwise. Pero pag ginawa natin siyang counterclockwise, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2, 6. So mas mababa pa rin yung 2, 5. That's why the name is 2,5-dimethyl phenol. This one, mayroon tong relationship or link sa inyong mga criminology students. This is TNT. You will commonly hear this all throughout your career na merong TNT daw na nakatanim sa ganitong position, sa ganitong location, and that is actually a bomb. So bomba yan. So this compound is called TNT for shortcut for trinitrotoluene. So that's a TNT. So this is the structure of your TNT. So you have here yung benzene ring with the CH3. So that is your toluene. Ngayon, bakit siya naging trinitro? Because you have three nitro NO2 groups at what positions? You have at position number 2, 4, and 6. So if this is clockwise. Pero pag ginawa natin siyang counterclockwise, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So same din pala naman. So if you go clockwise and counterclockwise, that is ano lang, same. So the name is 246 trinitotoluene. As you can see here, wala na tayong, hindi natin siya maniniman ng orthometapara kasi nga the orthometapara is applicable only for the disubstituted na mga benzene compounds. So ito pa. So ito medyo iba-iba na sila. So meron kayong three different substituents. You have your methyl, you have a nitro, and then you have a chloro. Okay. So at ayun pala, dahil meron tayong special name. So toluene ulit siya, so the CH3 with the benzene ring. So yung position nung hindi na siya magiging methyl, kung saan yung CH3, that is carbon position number 1, and then we assign number for the NO2 and the Cl. So if you go counterclockwise, the chlorine, so yung chlorine ay nasaan? Chlorine is at position number 4. Tapos yung NO2 mo is at position number 6 kasi 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 yung NO2. But if you go clockwise, you will start with nitro. So nitro is at position 2, 2NO2, and then the chloro is at position number 4. So ano ang mas mababang numbering? Yung 2 and 4. So you name it alphabetically muna. So you start with the chloro. Yan. So you start with the chloro followed by the nitro. And after mong ma-determine yung pinakamababang assignment ng number, so you attach yan, 4 chloro, 2 nitrotoluene. Okay? So ito naman, parang same case to with the TNT. So iba lang yung ating special name for the parent. So yung parent dito is the OH, the benzene ring with the OH. So we call that a phenol. And since we have 3 bromine groups here, so that is a tribromophenol. But it doesn't stop there because you need to locate the position of your bromine atoms. Okay? So you need to locate the position, and that occurs at 2, 4, and 6. Ito ulit. So medyo kakaiba na naman siya dahil we have here an NO2, so that's a nitro. This is a bromo, and this is an ethyl group. So sa alphabetization, ano ang mauuna dyan? Ang mauuna dyan is the bromo. So this comes first, followed by the ethyl, and then followed by the nitro. Now, where is the position of these groups? Okay, so paano natin siya nineman? Dito, so ano yan medyo trial and error to kasi pwede kayo mag-start with sige, gawa natin siya ng parang matrix. NO2, Br, and then the CH2, CH3. So if we started sa NO2, so this is 1, tapos meron pa yung clockwise and pero gawin lang natin siyang ang direction nito is clockwise. So yung Br ay nasaan? 1, 2, 3. And then yung ethyl ay nasa 4. Pero pag ginawa natin siyang counterclockwise is 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 pa rin to. And then yung bromo is at 5. And then yung position ng NO2 ay 1. Pero pag ginawa nating bromo yung umpisa, clockwise, so yung ethyl group mo is at position number 2. And then nasaan yung yung NO2. So BR muna 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 to. So that is for a clockwise. Pag counterclockwise naman siya, so you start with bromine, nasa ng NO2. 1, 2, 3. And then, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 naman to. So napakataas naman. If we start with the methyl, the ethyl, so ethyl muna. So that's 1. Gawin natin siyang clockwise. So where is the NO2? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. And where is the bromine? 5, 6. Pero if we start with the counterclockwise, you start yan. Ethyl will be 1, bromine will be 2, and then NO2 at 4. So ano yung mas mababa dyan na numbering? Okay. So ang rule lang talaga dapat dito class is kung sino yung nasa alphabetical order. So alphabetical order 1, and then we have the next one, alphabetical order 2. Pag binigyan natin ng number, itong si alphabetical number, siya dapat yung mas mababa. Lower number. Okay. So sa case natin, mauna talaga si bromo. Followed by ethyl. And then followed by the nitro. So hindi niyo na kailangan gawin ito. Okay? So doon tayo sa may bromo ethyl nitro. So yung bromo mo is at 2. So dapat yung susunod, yung ethyl, mabigyan natin siya ng position na mas mababa. So eto yan. Dito siya applicable. So 2 siya. 2 yung bromo mo. Saan mas mababa? Yung ethyl mo 1. So pwede yan. So ito yung rule. And then yung nitro, okay lang siya na nandyan. So the name is 2 bromo 1 ethyl 4 nitro. The rule is if alphabetical mo sila, yung unang group pwede siyang mataas yung number, pero yung susunod na substituent mo, mas mababa yung kanyang substituent. Okay? So ito, katulad nito, yung bromo mo dito, 3. Yung ethyl, 4. So bawal na to. So ito din, 1, 2. Yung ethyl, nasa 2 na siya. And then, dito naman, tumaas din. So bawal na din to. And then, ang naiwan lang sa atin ay itong dalawa. Itong tatlo. So, ang mas accepted natin ay itong nasa taas. 4 nitro, 2 bromo, 1 at ethyl siya. So, the IUPAC name retains certain common names for several simpler monosubstituted alkyl benzenes. So, like this one is an ethyl benzene. So, you have an ethyl group with the attached to the benzene. We have toluene, CH3, and this is a styrene. So common names for these monosubstituted benzenes are also retained. So inuulit ko lang siya. If you have an OH, that's a phenol. If you have OCH3, so this is an anisole. You have NH2, that's an aniline. A C double bond OH, that's a benzaldehyde. And if you have COOH, that's a benzoic acid. Okay? So, konti na lang to. So, yung napansin nyo kanina, gumagamit tayo ng term na phenyl kapag siya yung ginamit natin na substituent. So, the phenyl group, arines are alkyl substituted benzenes. So, based on the size of the alkyl substituents, they are termed as alkyl substituted or phenyl substituted benzene. So, anong ibig sabihin ng alkyl substituted and phenyl substituted benzene? Pag sinabi nating alkyl substituted, ang ibig sabihin lang nito, yung iyong substituent ay smaller than the ring. Smaller than the ring. Ilan ba ang composition ng ring? Di ba may 6 ka? So if yung substituent mo ay mas maliit sa mas mababa, mas maliit sa carbon sa 6 carbons, that's an alkyl substituted. Ibig sabihin nun, meron kang benzene ring at yung naka-attach mo doon ay mas kaunti sa 6 carbons. Pag sinabi naman natin phenyl substituted siya, yung phenyl group mas maliit siya. So if this is the case, sa letter B natin, ito, phenyl substituted, it's bigger than the ring. So it means 7 or more. So, anong example nito? Itong nasa letter, ito yung A. The alkyl substituted, this is A. And then phenyl substituted, this is letter B. O, balikan natin yung sinasabi ko kanina. If your substituent is smaller than the ring, so sabihin natin ito ay dalawang, nasa na yung mouse ko? So if you have ano nga ba yun? CH2, CH3. So dalawang carbon, meron ka nitong ring. So anong mas malaki? Yung mas malaki pa rin yung ring. Kaya, yung substituent mo dito, ito ay alkyl. Alkyl substituted siya dun sa benzene. Dito naman sa letter B, bigger than the ring. O, i-compare natin, ito 6 carbons yan. Ito, pag binilang mo yan, 7. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a heptane. Yan o, heptane yung name niya. Dahil mas malaki to, yung phenyl group dito, this will be considered as a substituent. Okay? So, ulitin ko, kapag maliit, mas mababa sa 6 carbon yung substituent, yun ang ikakabit mo dun sa benzene ring. Pero kapag yung benzene ring ay mas maliit siya, or in other terms, mas malaki yung tong part na to, yung portion na yan, this is a phenyl substituted na benzene. Okay? So the term phenyl can be PH, or this one is P. So that's a Greek letter. The term phenyl is used in cases of a substituent benzene ring in the C6H5. Okay? So the term benzyl is used for C6H5CH2. So bakit C6H5 to? Ito yung phenyl. Kung mapapansin nyo, meron kayong 6 dyan na carbons, di ba? 6 na carbons yan. Bakit naging 5 yung hydrogens? Kasi dito, so dalawa. Ito yung pangatlo. So meron kang isang hydrogen dyan. Meron din dito, isa, at isa. Pero dahil ito ay aalisin mo yung H dito para siya ikabit mo, makabitan siya ng another substituent, nababawasan siya ng isa. Excuse me. So that's why it's called C6H5. Pag ito naman, meron ka nung additional na CH2, di ba? Tutusin ito ay toluene. Pero kasi inalis mo yung isang H, so ito na ngayon yung tawag niyan is a benzyl group. Okay? CH2 followed by this ring. Kaya ang ano niya is C6H5CH2. This is the C6H5, the ring. CH2, etong yan. Ito yan. So just to summarize, this is a phenyl group. This one is a phenyl cyclohexene. Paano siya naging phenyl cyclohexene? So i-treat natin siya na ito yung phenyl group. That's the phenyl. Ito naman is the cyclohexene. And sabi ko nga sa inyo, pag meron tayong naming ng mga cycloalkenes, sana yung inyong starting, kung saan nag-start yung bond nyo, this is carbon number 1. 1, 2. So hindi pwedeng dito mag-start. 1, 2. So dapat yung substituent mo mas mababa. Kaya ito, kung saan siya nag-start yung double bond, doon din nakaka-attach yung phenyl group. So that's why this is a 1-phenyl cyclohexene. So pwede rin ganito yung ibigay sa inyo. So this is, pag nakakita kayo ng C6H5, that's automatic the benzene ring. Okay? So ngayon, i-compare nyo siya. Is this, ito, meron tayong ano dito. So, yung ginagawa natin, di ba, ikino-compare natin kung mas malaki yung phenyl group kaysa dun sa alkyl or sa alkane. So, this one is 4. 4 siya. Pero dahil kasi meron ditong double bond, mahihirapan tayong pangalanan kung ito ay phenyl group siya, tapos ito ay yung substituent. So, ang ginawa dito, ginawa na lang siya na mas priority yung may double bond. So, that's why 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 carbons, that's a bute. And since we have a double bond here, that's an ene. Where is the location of the double bond? That's between 1 and 2. So that's why it's 1-butene. Where is your phenyl group now? The phenyl group is at position number 4. So that's why the name is 4-phenyl 1-butene. So how about this one? We'll just give some example. This will be the last slide. So, how do we provide the IUPAC name for this compound? So, may nai-impart ba tayong special name sa kanya? Actually, wala. So, wala tayong ma-impart na special name sa kanya. So, what will be the name? So you determine what are the substituents. So we have here a 1, 2. So that's met-et. So this is an ethyl substituent. And since you have here NO2, NO2 is a nitro na substituent. And since we have dalawa, that's a dinitro. So na-identify na natin. Now, which comes first? Is it the ethyl or the dinitro? Of course, you will start with the ethyl. Because remember, we are not considering the ditri, tetra, penta in the alphabetization. Okay? So, ang alphabetization lang natin dito is yung nitro. So, ethyl first, then nitro. Okay. So, ngayon, saan tayo pwede mag-start? Pwede natin bigyan ng mas mababang number yung eto. Bigyan natin siya ng mas mababang number. So, this is, let's say, ethyl is at position number 1. Where is now the dinitro groups? So, you can go clockwise. So, pag ginawa natin siyang clockwise, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So, the position is at 2, 4. So, that's the dinitro. If we go counterclockwise, this is 4, 5, 6. So, 4, 6 naman. So, ano na mas tatanggapin natin? Yung mas tatanggapin natin is yung mas mababang number. So, that's why the name of this compound is 1-ethyl 2,4-dinitro benzene. So, may solution pala dito. So, the compound is 1-ethyl-2,4-dinitrobenzene. And since this is a tri-substituted ring, so the substituents on the tri-substituted rings receive the lowest possible numbers. Okay? So, I think that ends our discussion for the naming of your aromatic compounds.